The ending is finally here. I've been waiting so long. It gets incredibly lonely down here in the dark, especially now with Edelweiss gone. But you've done well. You followed my instructions perfectly. No matter what the others may say, I do still wish to meet you, player. Your day begins as normal. You wake up within the apartment you've now grown accustomed to, opening up your rodent phone to check for any important news or messages. And then, the dread hits you, as a notification pops up. It's to remind you that today is the day that you decided you would head to the Infinity Well. You decided it was best if nobody knew about where you were going, as they would probably try to stop you, but you planned to try and go about your day as normal until an opportunity arose. So, the first order of business is to head to Professor Cherry's lab. As you enter, you see Donna Cherry moving some boxes around, and she seems to be slightly struggling. She looks over to see you and awkwardly smiles. Ah, hello Emmett! Sorry about the mess. Marco has asked if he can move some of his things back into the lab, so I've been helping him. Though I don't know why he had to give me all the heavy boxes. Anyway, what's up?
Is there any research you'd like me to do today?
Uh-huh. I mean, I guess there is a few things, if you have the time. The extra help would be appreciated, especially with how busy I am with the boxes. After you told me about that strange well within Hero Gardens, I've been meaning to research where exactly it leads, so perhaps you could help me? I'm sure Celesfell or Meloetta might know about it. The Bergen Bypass. That's right where you need to be. You nod in agreement before setting off towards the Forest of Red Trees, the location of the Infinity Well. As you enter the forest, you approach the same ruined well. Your suspicions from before were right. Now that you've taken a closer look, this well is identical to the one within the 11 Isles. You peek over to see water shimmering at the bottom. Will you be expected to swim? Emmett? What brings you here?
So this is used to go all the way to the 11 Isles. How?
Oh, yeah, it used to be. Back before the Stelternals existed, me and Celesfell used to use it as a shortcut to reach Grimace. But once Grimace found out about it, we blocked it off. It's a good thing that Grimace can't swim or fly, huh?
Could I get to the Infinity Well from there?
Why would you want to go there, Emmett? I already told you.
It's just an example.
Well, of course it does. It connects to everywhere in the region, including the Infinity Well. But those caves haven't been maintained for a very long time. If you were to enter the Infinity Well, there's stairs from the main entrance. You're not planning on doing that, are you?
Why can't I see what's down there?
Emmett, humans aren't supposed to go down there. Their minds get all messed up afterwards. You saw how Texas Rose was.
Well, maybe they didn't go crazy. Maybe they just saw something you're supposed to be hiding.
And for good reason, Emmett! The well is dangerous!
Why are you trying to hide Score Libra from me? Aren't I supposed to go down there? Look, if I'm supposed to do something important down there, then tell me. Tell me what they've planned.
But I don't know what they have planned. That's why I don't want you to go down there.
Isn't it worth a shot, though? Grimace said...
Grimace? Emmett, you shouldn't be taking advice from them. They're trying to trick you.
Do I look mind-controlled to you?
No.
Then let me try to talk to them. Please.
Where do you think you're going? The Bergen Bypass. I made it back! I finally made it back! And now I can finally get my revenge on Emmett. Oh, listen! Don't ever call me predictable, listen. I know what you plan to do, and I won't let it happen. You've been walking for what seems like forever. Your legs are killing you and you still can't see the bottom. You're starting to wonder if this is why no human is supposed to be here, because the amount of stairs to get to the bottom is impossibly inhuman to walk down. Not to mention, you have to climb back up these. In general, you're ever so slightly regretting your life choices at the moment, but your determination to persist keeps you moving. You look down into the well again to see something other than a staircase. The staircase stops, as you hit some sort of cavern. It's rather damp and is dimly lit. Many different paths spread out in front of you, and from one of them... Can you hear me?
Hello?
You head in the direction where you think you heard the voice coming from, and the cave seems to be heading further down. When you reach another crossroads, turn left.
Leeson?
At every crossroads you follow that little voice in your head that seems to be getting stronger and stronger the further you go. Until eventually, you stop in your tracks. Nothing but more labyrinth stands in front of you, but your expression looks puzzled. You look around and then look more anxious.
Why are you narrating over whatever I'm doing?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm glad we're able to finally talk.
You're Leeson, right? Why can't I see you?
I'm in the next room. Please watch your step.
What exactly do you have planned for me in there?
Everything will be fine, Emmett, I promise. You work further along the passage, and eventually the cave walls start to be coated in strange crystals that give off an odd energy. The cave opens up into a large room full of the same crystals, where, amongst them all, I stand. Hello, Emmett. Please don't be scared. I know I am rather intimidating.
Whoa. Hi there, Squirlibra.
That is a name you can call me if you wish. I go by many other names, but you can call me Listen.
You're, not what I expected. For a god, you're...
God? Please don't call me that. I am simply an author, a storyteller, if you will.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Oh, yeah. You see, the plan was for you to always come down here. As a reward for your journey, I would tell you about players and emissaries, all of that stuff. But Grimace has already told you all of that, hasn't he? Honestly, if I didn't have a plan, I wouldn't know how to progress past this point. Emmett, I need you to listen to me. I am not the original creator of this world. That would be Arceus. But ever since they left, I have been looking after this universe, unlike many others of my kind across the cosmos. My job as a School Libra is to watch over the world's events, influencing them only when necessary in order for everybody to reach their happy endings. And as we are right now, everybody has. Besides from you. Which is where I must request something of you.
Yeah. Why am I so important?
I can't tell you why. Not now, but you'll know soon.
But aren't you supposed to know everything? Aren't I a player? Aren't I supposed to save the universe?
Yes, of course you are, and I'm getting to that. The universe is like a story, and like any story, there must be several drafts in order to create a final product. But after 3 or 4 rewrites, I slowly began to realize that it's all just pointless. What is the point in a story I'm not going to be happy with? A story where some people don't get their happy ending. A story that's not perfect. Of course, I know a perfect story isn't going to happen. So now I need you to make a choice, Emmett. You're one of my favorite creations. You know that, right? Which is why—
Stop talking, Listen. It doesn't matter what Emmett chooses.
How are you here? Emmett, I mean—
You turn around to look at that ever so familiar voice, and though they look like they've been through hell, you're face to face with the man you thought was lost to ultraspace. Texas Rose. I will say it was a valiant effort on your part, Listen, but whilst you were playing around with the new Battle Villa or whatever, I was able to find a way back. By the way, I do not appreciate being thrown to a time loop, but something tells me that you planned for it to be that way.
I thought you never wanted to come back here.
Your little player here helped me change my mind. Oh, and it's very appreciated that you're having a conversation with me now. Makes a change from being ignored, and even now you're refusing to talk to me when Emmett isn't in the same room. Is it really that important to your plan?
Neither are you, but I don't see you complaining, Tex.
Do not call me Tex, Listen. It is Texas Rose.
How did you even escape ultraspace?
Necrozma helped me. It turns out that the power Listen harbors is quite similar to the energy Ultra Beasts give off, and Necrozma was drawn to me due to that, which, by the way, is a power I never asked for.
Okay, as much as I'll tolerate you arguing with me, this is exactly why I've not spoken to you for the past few rewrites. You always get like this. Can I continue with what I was saying to Emmett now?
No, actually, I'd like to have a quick word of Emmett instead. Hello, Emmett. It's been a while. I'm ever so sorry for trying to kill you, but let us bygones be bygones, alright? You thought that coming to see Listen would bring you answers, but trust me, kid, they're nothing but a liar. I've been trying to stop you from coming here because I am the only one here who knows what they're going to do. They're going to ask you to choose the fate of the universe.
Grimace told me that. But what does that mean?
It means that they want you to choose if the story should end or not. If the story ends, that means that we go with it.
Is that true?
Yes, that is what I want you to do. This story has gone on long enough. I'm tired, Emmett. At least if it ends now, I can be somewhat happy.
But what about us?
Please, Emmett, every story must end. Every rewrite ends with the same narrative. It ends here with you making a choice and me either continuing to exist or not.
But that's not fair. You can't just destroy the world simply because you're bored.
See, listen, even Emmett agrees that your plan is a ridiculous notion. I don't know why I thought you would get this. I should have just stayed quiet. But if you really refuse to see my side of things, there's only one thing I can do. I'll make the choice myself. Wait, you can't do this! Emmett, you have to fight them off! Emmett's not here anymore, Texas Rose. Move aside. You can't do this to him. You said— Why do you suddenly care about him? I can't help it. My desire for revenge, it's nothing compared to my desire to save this world from extinction.
Then you're a fool. Let the battle commence.
Though this is pointless, a fight breaks out between the emissary and the player. After escaping Ultraspace, Tex now faces me with a Gothhotel, a Dawson Gardevoir, an Asconian Drapion, a Croyod Regal, a Rhinova, and their ace, a Sibion. And even now you can't resist commentating over every little detail. But you're nothing compared to the strength of Delwis' champion, even with your team from the other world. I don't think my point is to be proven any further. There is nothing you can do to stop me. So I was right. You just saw me as an obstacle. You probably knew all of this was going to happen and you tried to stop it. While destroying this universe was never going to be easy, not as long as I exist. So, why? Why create me in the first place? You could have gotten rid of me when I first came down here. You could have wiped me from existence and then nobody would stand in your way. Heck, you could even do that right now. But no, all you've ever wanted is to watch me suffer. This world is nothing but my personal torture chamber. Because I hate you, Texas Rose! I hate everything about you! Your endless lust for wanting things to continue as they are is sickening, toxic even! And trust me, I tried to destroy you! I tried everything in my power to wipe you from this miserable universe, and I can't! So I'm just stuck with you for eternity!
It's not healthy for either of you to be stuck like this. In this never-ending loop.
Emmett, is, that really you?
Yeah, Score Libra's out of my head now. Please, listen. We don't have to fight. There must be some other way. If you're so sick of your job, then—
It's not my job, Emmett, it's my purpose. I was born to do this. So what's the point if I can't do the one thing I was born to do? I was supposed to make this universe perfect, and nobody has ever cared about the dedication I put into that. Nobody will miss this world when it's gone. I know I won't. Why are you doing this to us? All I ever wanted. I just wanted to live. Even if it was just for one more day. But all of those previous versions of myself, none of that can be right. Surely you must understand now that whatever you do, whatever anyone does, is pointless in the end. You may want the story to never end, but it's never that simple. Every story must end.
Then why can't yours? Why can't someone else take control?
This is my responsibility. Can't you see I'm trying to take initiative? I'm constantly trying to be your infallible god, so every hint of weakness, I have to hide it. I just have to. You're not doing a brilliant job of hiding your flaws away. That's kind of impossible to do whilst you're still around. You're the part of me I hated the most! What did you just say? I said that I hate you, but I've made that pretty clear already.
No, that's not what you said. Leeson, what do you mean, part of me?
Look, you're right. I couldn't hide my flaws, okay? So I thought, if Orion was my emissary, if they were to shoulder my burdens, then I could just take my indecisiveness away and put it somewhere else. Orion? Who is... You made me this way? You made me be Texas Rose? And I thought this couldn't get any worse. Nice to know I had a life before all this. A life I can barely even remember anymore. What was Orion like? Listen, did they have family? Friends? Because whatever you did to me, I can't remember anything. You're even more of a monster than I thought. Look, I'm sorry, I really am. I wasn't thinking straight. I didn't know that it would turn out like this. Sounds like your same old excuses. What was it you called me? Indecisive? Well, I've certainly made up my mind now, and I'm sure Emmett has too, right? The only way things go back to normal is by putting Skull Libra out of commission.
Listen, if you want the story to end, and Tex doesn't that mean that deep down, you also don't want it to end? Why are you trying so hard to do something that you don't even want to do?
Because every story
Must have an ending? You already said that. I want to know the truth.
Emmett, in Texas. I don't know what to do anymore. I really don't. I've been trying so hard to write a perfect ending for everyone, but no matter what I do, I'm never satisfied. I thought I could bury that feeling to follow my purpose, but it just ended up making me feel even more miserable. I don't know if I can ever give the people what they want. There's so many people I swore to protect. I just want it to stop. I'm so tired of all of this. I suppose being immortal can't be easy.
Well, how do we even know that? How do we know you're immortal? The world's been on loop for however long, right? Surely that stopped you from, aging. Maybe if you knew the ending to your story, then...
I'm not sure if that's how it works. I think I'm the only Skull Libra in the multiverse who's ever done something this drastic. What a great god I've been, right? Well, even if we don't know, can't you, rewrite things again? You have the power to bend reality to your will, if you so choose. What if I screw up somehow? What if this all just happens again anyway, and we just end up back here? Just like every other time.
Well, isn't not knowing better for you? It means you won't have to worry as much anymore. You can just relax. Everyone can be free to write their own endings. Even you, Leeson.
I can't lie, I wouldn't be unopposed to something like that. I'd also appreciate being able to age. It kind of sucks to perpetually be 30 years old, and I'm sure it must suck for you to see everyone else get an ending but never have one for yourself. Just, before you do anything drastic, I'd like for you to fix things. Fix what? There's so many things I've messed up in my lifetime. You could start with me, for one. As much as I actually like being Texas Rose, it would be nice to not be your emissary anymore. I'd like to live a normal life. Is that too much to ask?
If you're taking requests, I think being a player kinda sucks too. I've never been great at this whole magical destiny thing, but it wasn't completely terrible. I did get to make a lot of good friends here in Edelweiss. I just wish it wasn't so planned.
Thanks for telling me that Edelweiss sucked, guys. Really appreciate it. Totally not kicking me while I'm down. But, yeah, I suppose I could try my best to grant you what you want.
I think this will be good for you, Being able to just watch.
To think I'd become a viewer. I can't promise you'll be entirely rid of me, but it's funny. You two really have grown beyond me. Maybe we have outlived the time of emissaries and players. Maybe it's time for just Emmett and Texas Rose. Or, Orion? I'll stick with Tex, thanks. It might take me a while to actually, adjust. I can't promise that I won't try this again.
We'll be there with you this time. No more hiding away.
So, how exactly is this going to work? I don't particularly want all my new memories gone. I'm not sure. It feels so weird to be saying that. Maybe if we, So, is this what I used to look like? Or did I end up looking like you? Also, I can't help but feel like I've seen you somewhere before. In the past, I used to roam outside the Infinity Well a lot more often. This was the disguise I'd wear. But that's not the point. Give me your hand. Tex. You don't deserve to have my insecurities put upon your shoulders. I was abusing my powers all for the sake of perfection. But I realize now, the power of telling a story shouldn't be my burden alone. So, I will give you what you were wishing for this whole time. A newer story. A story where everyone gets to write their own endings, even ancient gods like me. And even if those endings are bad, it's okay, right? Not your responsibility anymore, remember? Yeah, even if they really, really suck. I could probably name a ton of people in history who don't deserve a happy ending. I mean, there's King Blake, there's Nico probably, or Lara, depending on which timeline we're in. Oh crap, I never want Riot's ending! Hey, wait, maybe we should go back! Hey, calm down, listen. He can write his own ending. And anyway, you might be surprised what can happen when people are left to their own devices. Maybe something miraculous may happen. Something that your ability could have never let you see. Yeah, you're right. How did I ever hate you? You're my creation too, right? My stubborn, messed up creation. And you're perfect just the way you are. If I could begin to be half of what you think of me, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love. When I see the way you act, wondering when I'm coming back, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Love like you. I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's true, 'cause I think you're so good, and I'm nothing like you. Look at you go, I just adore you. I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. If I could begin to do something that does right by you, I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took, I could do about anything. I could even learn how to love like you. Love like you. And for the final time, thanks for watching.